So in day before yesterday's session, we have considered the first layer of or the first sphere of the atmosphere, as well as we have introduced to the atmosphere, and we have also considered a kind of diagram in which we could distinguish between the bottom layer and the second layer. And now, in fact, in yesterday's session, we considered remaining four layers of atmosphere, among which the second layer was the stratosphere, which is about 50 kilometers away, kilometers, which is having horizontal air currents. Temperature increases within this particular sphere. If you go up with the altitude, it is containing ozone layer in the upper region. In this particular region, the most of the jet planes are traveling, and it is forming 24% of the year, and that is the reason why geographers are concerned with the first two layers most. It extends from 10 kilometer to 50 kilometer above the ground. It has less density of the gas molecules. Its upper boundary is called as stratopause, whereas the lower boundary is called as tropopause. And that is what you can consider here. So this is a stratosphere, tropopause, stratopause containing the ozone layer. Ozone layer found thinning, and reason behind the group of chemicals which is being used in air conditioners, aerogel spray cans, and cleaning machine parts. So to protect it, there had been a London Agreement of 1991, which was attended by more than 90 countries, and banned the production and use of CFCs, except for limited medical use. Right, and along with this particular figure, I explained the need of ozone layer, or the significance of the presence of ozone layer. Then chlorofluorocarbons and ozone layer, their relationship you can consider. In fact, you have considered this one. Then the ozone layer is providing a kind of protection to the earth. This is the demonstration how it is protecting the earth. And if you replace it, then what would happen? That kind of presentation is in this. The second figure is telling you about it. So in the second layer of atmosphere, CFCs break down and release the chlorine, and that is reacting with the ozone molecule, which normally block ultraviolet radiation. This is another demonstration of how the CFCs are affecting the ozone layer, and then how that ozone layer uh, is say mm, uh, important as far as ultraviolet radiations are concerned, and then how it is behaving in response of the chemical reactions between CFCs and ozone layer. Third layer of atmosphere called mesosphere, found about 80 kilometers, in which temperature decreases with altitude. Therefore, it is called as the oldest layer, wherein the meteors burn off. This is what the third reason, whose upper boundary is called as mesopause, lower boundary is called as stratopause, and containing the ozone layer. The fourth layer which is called as the ionosphere, or you can also call it as the thermosphere. So the fourth layer of atmosphere found about 1,000 kilometer, uh, which is a hottest layer because of the presence of helium and hydrogen ions, which directly absorb the sun's radiation, and therefore temperature increases with altitude in this particular thermosphere, wherein again the radio waves are being reflected back. Right? So this is what that particular layer whose lower boundary is called as mesophores. Now, the layers of atmosphere, which are having their significances. So the last layer we can consider as exosphere, which begins at about 500 kilometers above the Earth and does not have a specific outer limit. So, but we know that the satellites orbit Earth in this particular sphere. And another figure is telling you about communication on Earth, which completely depends on satellite. Therefore, uh, herein you can consider the different phenomena which are being carried out, or in which the satellite transmit the information. And just to summarize all these layers quickly, uh, the troposphere is where we live. Stratosphere is the layer which contain ozone layer. Mesosphere Mesosphere is a layer where meteors burn, and the thermosphere where satellite orbits, and uh, the significances of each of these. Right. So here we do live here, ozone layer existence. It is the coldest one, and its temperature is highest one. Right. Now, each of these layer is having its importance, and therefore importance of atmosphere we can consider that provides necessary gases for living things to survive, regulates the heat from sun to just the right temperature for life on the earth. It plays an important role in the water cycle, and it protects, in fact the ozone layer protects the earth from the sun's harmful radiations, particularly ultraviolet rays. Right? Uh, Also, it protects from small meteors. Another concept we have considered was acid rain. So, how the acid rain is occurring? What is the cause behind acid rain that we have considered? Right. So, during this, the oxides of sulfur and the nitrogen, which are being emitted into the atmosphere, undergo a chemical reactions or transformations with the ozone layer or the oxygen, and they are absorbed by water droplets in the clouds, and then falling back to the earth in the form of acid rain. And this particular concept is having the effect on uh, water bodies by acidifying these water bodies, as well as it is damaging the vegetation, and further it is damaging the building materials or the statues, etc. So now the thing is about a greenhouse effect, right? So whatever we can see about the different gases, particularly in the 1%, apart from the say nitrogen and oxygen existence. So remaining 1% is about a contribution by the different gases. So if we consider a cause of the greenhouse effect and what exactly this cause is doing. So no doubt these are the different gases which are acting as the cause. But again here, if you try to understand what exactly this particular phenomena is, so you will come to know that simply it is nothing but a trapping of the heat. So now see how the heat is being trapped. So you know that sun is acting as the source of light, source of heat to the solar system, and the radiations coming from sun are being absorbed by the earth's surface, and further earth is re-radiating these kinds of radiations which are called short wavelength radiations, and whatever the absorbed by sun are called as the long wave radiations. Now whatever these short wave radiations which are being re-radiated by earth go to the atmosphere, unfortunately these radiations are being further reflected back towards earth by the gas molecules, water droplets, and the dust particles present in the atmosphere. So in this way, the radiations absorbed by the sun and further radiations which are coming back after re-radiation by the earth. So these are causing, or these are trapping of heat, right? So this is what a trapping of heat is concerned. Now further there are two things you may consider. One is the natural occurring greenhouse effect, greenhouse gases such as water vapor is there, carbon dioxide is there. So whenever I say gas molecules, that means carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, as well as ozone, right? And another category is the greenhouse gases which are not naturally occurring. In such category, you will be finding out hydrofluorocarbons, perfluorocarbons, sulfur hexafluoride, right, which are generated in a variety of industrial processes. So herein the demonstration of what I was just mentioning, right? So herein you do have somewhere here you do have the sun, right, whose light rays are passing through the atmosphere and reaching to the surface of the earth, and nearby the surface of earth is there anything which you would like to? Okay, I hope. Okay, so already you know that near the surface of earth there are lot of say the dust particles, gas molecules, and water vapors. So the density of these is more nearby the earth surface. इसके अलावा आपको पता है जैसे 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 ऊपर जाएंगे वैसे डेंसिटी कम होती जाएगी, लेकिन ये बात भी सही है कि जो लाइट रेज फ्रॉम सन रीचिंग टू द सरफेस ऑफ अर्थ, उसकी वजह से क्या हो रहा है, सरफेस ऑफ अर्थ फिर से some sort of radiations re-emit कर रहा है. So this yellow is absorbed by the sun, and these red are re-radiated by surface of earth. अब उसकी वजह से क्या हो रहा है, these radiations are going into the atmosphere, अब एटमॉस्फेयर में ये रेडिएशंस कुछ तो ऊपर जा रहे हैं, लेकिन मोस्ट ऑफ दीज रेडिएशंस गैस मॉलिक्यूल्स में, गैस मॉलिक्यूल से या फिर डस्ट पार्टिकल से या फिर वाटर वेपर से एब्सॉर्ब हो रहे हैं, राइट, और कुछ रिफ्लेक्ट बैक हो रहे हैं, राइट. So in short, whatever may be the re-radiation carried out by Earth is reflected back towards the Earth surface by gas molecules. Right. So that's what you do consider in this absorption and re-radiation by the Earth surface. और उसकी वजह से क्या हो रहा है? Trap of heat, trap of heat. अब अर्थ कुछ री-रेडिएट कर रहा है, मतलब हीट ही छोड़ रहा है, राइट. सो इट शुड गो आउट ऑफ द एटमॉस्फेयर, बट नो, इट इज बीइंग रिफ्लेक्टेड बाय एटमॉस्फेयर एंड फिर से वो सरफेस वो सरफेस ऑफ अर्थ ही वापस आ रहा है. तो उसकी वजह से ट्रैपिंग ऑफ हीट, दिस कॉन्सेप्ट इज बीइंग कैरिड आउट. सो Earth's atmosphere is slightly warm than what it should be. So the direct solar heating because of the mild case of greenhouse effect in this particular case. Now, if you consider the ground which is being heated by visible and infrared light from the sun, so the heated surface emits infrared light, and the majority of Earth's atmosphere called N2 and O2 are not the good greenhouse gases. Fine. And therefore, if you consider the small amount of greenhouse gases, right, which are called water vapors, carbon dioxide, these gases are trapping the infrared radiations, which are increasing the temperature of the atmosphere itself. Got it? So atmosphere में N2O2 भी है, no doubt, but they are not good greenhouse gases, right? In fact, that is very good for or through the point of view of the life support or the human life, right? So that is what we can consider, right? Someone's mic is, I think, unmuted. Anyway, so yes. Now herein you can understand in detail about that particular phenomena. So here you can see sun is there, earth is there, and obviously now some of the directions, right? So in between sun and earth, here you can consider the atmosphere, layers of atmosphere or the spheres of atmosphere. Now, very first phenomena which is happening, that the solar radiation passes through the Earth's surface, passes through the atmosphere to the Earth's surface, right? So you can see here. Now, some of these radiations which are being absorbed, most of the radiations which are being re-radiated, most of the radiations which are being re-radiated into the atmosphere. You can see here these two arrows. So from this we may say that the majority of the radiations are absorbed by the Earth's surface with which are warming the Earth surface or Earth. So some of the solar radiations redirected by both the Earth as well as the atmosphere. Next to this is some of the infrared radiations which are passing through the atmosphere, right? Among these, some of the re-radiated infrared radiations, some are getting passed through the atmosphere, but some is absorbed, right? Second phenomena. And third phenomena is some are re-emitted in all the directions by the greenhouse gas molecules. Where this is happening? This is happening in this atmosphere, right? So in the atmosphere, some of them go by passing atmosphere, some of them get absorbed, and some of them get re-emitted towards the earth, right? So this causes the earth's surface and the lower atmosphere to warm further, right? Because of this, the lower layer of atmosphere is further warming, and therefore you may say that now the infrared radiation is realized from the earth's surface, right? And this is the phenomena what you can consider, which is telling you about the sun's radiation absorption and then further re-radiation by earth causing a greenhouse effect. But this is the mechanism, but who is the responsible for causing the greenhouse effect? That is the gas molecules present in the atmosphere. Keep in mind. So radiation, solar radiation and re-radiation, right, is not actual uh, component or actual cause, right? So actual thing is the gases present in the atmosphere. Now, this is what some of the statistics uh, which have been concerned in greenhouse effect. The gases you can consider the carbon dioxide, methane, water molecules, right? Then the hydrofluorocarbons, perfluorocarbons, right? Uh, Sulfur fluoride, that is SF6. So these are the different say greenhouse gases. Fine. So that's what you do have, or you can consider through the point of view of greenhouse gases. Now I was talking about when that particular conference or a agreement carried out as London Agreement in 1991, right? So during that particular time, there had been some of the other things which have been considered, and now that here you can understand that how this particular thermometer, right, having been placed or having been connected to the earth, indicating that how the temperature is increasing, right? So over a period of say from 1988 to 1997, right, within these 10 years, how the uh, how the global warming has been occurred, right? So global warming is the direct consequence of the greenhouse effect. What is global warming, or what is the greenhouse effect? Greenhouse effect is nothing but the uh, trapping of the heat, and global warming is average increase in the temperature of the earth. So because of the trapping of heat by atmosphere, the temperature of earth is increasing, right? And that is what a warning bell to the human life or the humans. This is what the same phenomena, but in a more easy manner. How exactly, right, the role is being played by everyone, right from the solar radiations to the absorption of re-radiation of the infrared rays by earth, which are being absorbed by the water molecules, and they are being further radiating in all the direction, right? So here you can consider that the visible light is coming from the sun to the earth. Now this light is being absorbed by earth, but earth is further re-radiating some of that absorbed light in all the directions towards the atmosphere. Within the atmosphere, there are different kinds of water molecules, which are absorbing these re-radiations. No doubt some of the re-radiations some of these re-radiations are passing out the atmosphere as well. But whatever may be the radiations which are being absorbed by gas molecules, right? Absorbed by gas molecules are further re-radiating. This is not a case that only during the yes, exactly. How do the living things will survive if the heat radiation by both phenomena get occur? And that's the reason why average temperature every year is increasing. So whose role is important in this particular say all these phenomena? The role played by the atmosphere is really important, really important, because one of the features we considered about atmosphere that it is actually looking to maintain the temperature of earth's surface, right? And it is to certain extent maintaining the temperature. The great example I will tell you that, last year there had been shutdown or lockdown across the globe, and there have been some of the phenomena, right, जो चमत्कार से कम थोड़ी ही थे. So there had been some of the things which we can consider. For example, I can tell you, जो पंजाब और हिमाचल प्रदेश से हिमालय की चोटियां दिख रही थी, राइट, जो 1988 के बाद, राइट, 1988 के बाद पिछले साल दिखी, राइट, बीच के दिनों में वो दिख नहीं रही थी. दिल्ली में आप जानते हैं कि बहुत बड़ी मात्रा में पोल्यूशन की दिक्कत है, लेकिन पिछले साल इतना क्लीननेस रहा है ड्यूरिंग लॉकडाउन, जिसको पूरे वर्ल्ड ने देखा. अक्सर द होल वर्ल्ड इज लुकिंग टुवर्ड्स द बैड पोल्यूशन, राइट, द पोल्यूशन अफेक्टिंग बैडली द दिल्ली. बट पिछले साल ऐसा नहीं हुआ. वही बात अगर हम हमारे यहाँ पे भी कंसिडर कर लेंगे तो पिछले साल बहुत बड़ी मात्रा में बारिश हुई थी. सो कहीं ना कहीं उसका रीजन जरूर इस इन सब चीजों से है, राइट. सो दैट मीन्स व्हाट, as much as the atmosphere, as much as clean atmosphere you will keep, right, you will maintaining the temperature, right. So yes, this is also possible. That was also happened in the Bombay as well, right, by reducing its pollution, right. अभी इस साल भी 2 महीने तक लगभग, मतलब आधे से ज्यादा हम लोग कह सकते हैं. ये बात सही है कि पिछले साल जितना था उतना नहीं था, लेकिन फिर भी कई दिनों तक हमने अभी देखा है. सो उसकी वजह से कुछ ना कुछ टेम्परेचर बिल्कुल मेंटेन हुआ है, राइट. सो दीज वुड बी द डिफरेंट थिंग्स व्हिच वी कैन कंसीडर. फाइन. देखिए, epidemic is having its adverse effects, but there are some of the good consequences are also there, right. So that we can consider. And just to answer you that yes, यस. सो हाँ, इतने लोगों को क्या बोलते हैं, लॉकडाउन के अंडर रखा है, तो देख लेना कम से कम हर किसी एक की टू व्हीलर, या फिर हम लोग उसमें से आधे लोगों के मतलब हाफ ऑफ 1.3 बिलियन अगर कंसिडर कर लेंगे, तो जिसमें से लगभग आधे लोग टू व्हीलर यूज करते थे, या फिर मानो फोर व्हीलर यूज करते थे. तो ये तो अपने आप कम ही हो गया. फाइन. तो एक रीजन है ठीक है, जिसमें ये एटमॉस्फेयर इज प्लेइंग ए ग्रेट रोल इन मेंटेनिंग द टेम्परेचर ऑफ द अर्थ सरफेस, राइट. So this is the reason how, and then its re-radiation is further hitting the earth's surface, right, and that way the temperature of earth is increasing. Now with some statistics you can look into the greenhouse effect. So the fact is that there is always a 15 there is a 15% increase in the carbon dioxide in last 100 years. और आप तो जानते ही है, अगर कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड इन एटमॉस्फेयर बढ़ता जा रहा है तो इसका क्या कॉन्सिक्वेंस हो सकता है, राइट. उसका कॉन्सिक्वेंस तो यही होगा, इट विल एब्सॉर्ब मोर एंड मोर हीट. ठीक है, अगर उसका परसेंटेज बढ़ता जा रहा है तो हीट का परसेंटेज भी बढ़ेगा, एंड इट विल कॉज the changes from agricultural to industrial life. So what are the causes to increase the carbon dioxide in last 15 years by 15%? So yes, exactly, today there is a solar eclipse, no doubt, right. So changes, right, which have been taken from agricultural to industrial lifestyle, पिछले जमाने में हम लोगों ने देखा है, राइट, या फिर हम लोग सुनते आ रहे हैं, राइट. मैं जब छोटा था तो मैंने बहुत कुछ चीजें ऐसी देखी है, राइट. तब मैं हमारे दादा दादी से बातें सुनता था, अपने गांव में एक ही मोटर आती थी, एक ही गाड़ी है, राइट, उनके पास थी. ठीक है, उसके बाद मैंने जब मैं अभी उन चीजों को रिकॉल कर लेता हूँ तो मुझे याद आता है कि हाँ, लगभग 25 साल पहले, 22-23 साल पहले जब मुझे सब कुछ समझ आता था, तब तो मैं इतनी सारी गाड़ियां नहीं देखता था. मेरे खुद के घर में एक भी गाड़ी नहीं थी. आज मेरे घर में हम लोग 5 भाई है, ठीक है, एक भांजा है, तो घर में खुद 6 गाड़ियां हैं. तो ये जो मतलब दिस इज गोइंग टू कंट्रीब्यूट, राइट, एडवर्सली. सो जिस तरह से एग्रीकल्चर शिफ्टिंग टू इंडस्ट्रियल लाइफस्टाइल हो गया तो ऑब्वियसली पोल्यूशन तो बढ़ना ही है. पोल्यूशन, रेडिएशन और डिफरेंट गैसेस, तो उसमें CO2 आना ही है. उसके बाद बर्निंग ऑफ फॉसिल फ्यूल्स. अब जैसे इतनी सारी गाड़ियां बड़ी है तो उसको चलाने के लिए कोई ना कोई फ्यूल तो चाहिए. हम लोग फॉसिल फ्यूल यूज कर रहे हैं, जैसे पेट्रोल हो, कोल हो, राइट. तो उसकी वजह से फिर से कंट्रीब्यूशन इन CO2 रेडिएशन है. तो इंक्रीज CO2 emissions through cars, factories, etc. सबसे एडवर्स क्या हो रहा है, जैसे हम लोग रोड बना रहे हैं 100 किलोमीटर, 100,000 किलोमीटर्स, 500 किलोमीटर्स, लाइकवाइज, राइट. अभी देखा ये नागपुर से होकर बॉम्बे तक का ये समृद्धि महामार्ग बन रहा है, राइट. सो पता नहीं आपको, मुझे पता नहीं आपको कितना उसके बारे में पता है, लेकिन अब ये रोड जो बन रहा है तो उसमें कई हेक्टर्स की जमीन जो आज की तारीख में या फिर जब उसका काम शुरू हुआ था तब उपजाऊ थी, जो आज शायद बंजर हो गई है. ठीक है, और वो फॉरएवर, जब तक ये रोड रहेगा तब तक वो तो अब बंजर ही रहेगी. मतलब क्या हो रहा है, हम लोग जो फर्टाइल लैंड है, राइट, ऐसा तो नहीं है कि उन्होंने फर्टाइल लैंड छोड़ के कर लिया, नहीं. अगर ऐसा करना था तो अभी का जो रोड है उसको ही वो एक्सटेंड कर सकते थे, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं है, राइट. दे वांटेड टू लोअर डाउन द डिस्टेंस, फाइन. सो ये जो रोड बन रहा है तो उसमें कई सारी ट्रीज, राइट, कई सारा फॉरेस्ट डिफॉरेस्टेशन हो गया, फाइन. मैं देखता था जब भी मैं सोलापुर की ओर जाता था औरंगाबाद से, जिसको आप लोग शायद धुलिया सोलापुर हाईवे बोलते हैं. तो उस रोड पे 150 साल के पेड़ थे, बहुत बड़े बड़े पेड़. आज एक भी पेड़ नहीं दिखता है, राइट, क्योंकि वो पूरा रोड दोबारा बनाया, राइट, एक उसका एक्सटेंशन हो गया. आज आपको पूरी सोलापुर से लेके औरंगाबाद तक कई बार गया हूँ, आया हूँ, एक पेड़ तक नहीं दिखेगा। इसका मतलब क्या है? डिफॉरेस्टेशन हो गया। ये तो चलो छोड़ दिया, ये एक बात ऐसी है कि रोड के लिए है, तो आप बोलेंगे डेवलपमेंट। ऐसी डेवलपमेंट किस काम की, राइट, जो हमें दिन ब दिन किसी खाई में धकेल रही है। उसके अलावा आपने कई बार बातें सुनी होंगी। अगर आपके पास खेती होगी तो कुछ साल पहले आप खेती में जाते होंगे, या फिर आपने सुना होगा यहाँ पे बहुत सारी अलग अलग किस्म की झाड़ियाँ थी, राइट, लेकिन आज की तारीख में वो कम हो गई है। सो ये डिफॉरेस्टेशन जो इन द मेंटेनेंस ऑफ टेम्परेचर, राइट, जो वन ऑफ द ग्रेट प्लेयर्स था, ठीक है, हम लोगों ने उसको ही कम कर दिया, तो टेम्परेचर कहाँ से कम होगा? और उसका रिजल्ट क्या होगा? उसके इफेक्ट्स, ग्लोबल वार्मिंग बढ़ रहा है, पोलर आइस कैप्स मेल्ट हो रही है, उसकी वजह से फ्लड एट सी लेवल। उसके बाद it is further warming the oceans, right, and then it is causing more powerful storms, right? So आजकल whatever we are seeing, ये कहीं ना कहीं उसके ही consequences है, results है, जैसे सुनामी हो, तौकते हो, या फिर और कई सारे storms हैं, right? So ये सब उसके ही है। अगर आप यहाँ पे देखेंगे how over a period of the years from 1000 to 2000, the carbon dioxide in ppm increased, right? पहले के जमाने में वो 300 ppm से कम दिखता था, होता था, आज देख लीजिए, right? So in 2000 you can see it, fine, जो बढ़ता है। So 15% increase in last 100 years is not a small quantity, right? Rather it is a point to be considered seriously. उसके बाद dust particles. So the source of dust particles would be various. So very first and the greatest source you can consider is the sea salt. Later on the fine soil. Dust particles आते कहाँ से है? ठीक है, sea salt है, fine soil है, smoke soot है, ash है, pollens है, pus है, disintegrated particles of meteors hai, right? Or as a consequence of all these resources or the sources of dust particles, right? uh, among these the dust particles and salt particles, which act as hygroscopic nuclei around which the water molecules or the water vapor condenses, coagulate, get together, right, and they produce the clouds. And this is the point which I think I have discussed in day before yesterday's session, right? So they are producing the clouds. So this is what you do consider, right, in as far as the atmosphere is concerned. Just to summarize and recap, here there are some of the other things about whatever the point we consider. So composed of hydrogen and helium. So which layer you do think it is? So these are nothing but the type of questions, right? So whatever this one is a question, you have to say its answer. So which layer is containing the or composing the helium and hydrogen ions? Anybody?
Sir, biosphere?
Biosphere.
No, I am not sure, sir.
So obviously it is nothing but which layer है? He and He minus and H plus ions कौन से layer में है? It is ionosphere or thermosphere. Next one, most affected by air pollution. कौन affect हो रहा है by air pollution? Which one?
Atmosphere.
Okay, atmosphere. Somebody else? So एटमॉस्फेयर में सबसे नीचे वाला लेयर सबसे ज्यादा अफेक्ट हो रहा है. Which layer is protecting, right, or protects the organisms from the harmful rays of the sun?
Ozone layer.
Ozone layer.
Ozone layer hai, right? But in which layer it is? It is in stratosphere, right? Which layer is, or which sphere is containing the most dense air? बहुत आसान है. Obviously it is again last layer, right? Or sorry, the first most layer from the surface of earth, that is troposphere. Dash dash contains the least dense or the thinnest air among these 4 layers or 5 layers. Which one? So again it is thermosphere. Next one is coldest layer of the atmosphere.
Sir, mesosphere.
Yes. Next one is which contains ozone.
So I think stratosphere.
Yes, it is a stratosphere where meteors burn up.
Exosphere.
Okay. Meteors in the exosphere or in the mesosphere? It is in the mesosphere,
Atmosphere.
where airplanes and jet planes fly. Which layer?
Atmosphere.
हाँ.
No. एटमॉस्फेयर का पार्ट है वो. तो ये सब जो हो रहा है ये तो एटमॉस्फेयर में हो रहा है, तो हर किसी का आंसर सिर्फ एटमॉस्फेयर होना चाहिए क्या? नहीं होना चाहिए. मोस्ट प्रिसाइज. second layer, it right, that is stratosphere. And lastly, where weather changes happen, that is obviously in the troposphere. Fine. So this is what you do. Oh, it has exited. Anyway, so this is what you do consider as far as different things or the layers are concerned in the atmosphere, right? So that's what I do have for you in the atmosphere. So I'm done with this. I'm going to stop here. If anything which you would like to share, ask, no more, or if any query, you can ask.
Sir, how is the global warming related to greenhouse effect?
How the global warming?
Related to greenhouse effect.
Greenhouse effect.
Yes, sir.
Okay. A very simple thing is that global warming is nothing but the average increase in the temperature. Right. And who is causing the average increase in the temperature or average temperature increase of the atmosphere or at the Earth's surface? It is obviously the greenhouse effect by trapping the heat. So in that way, you can consider the greenhouse effect is related to the global warming.
Okay, sir.
Okay, next. Okay, anything else? Weather and climate differences. Anybody? Don't you think that one is the part of another? So how would you how would you defining the climate? So over a period of time, you would be noting down different parameters, and that would be forming the climate. And this climate related to the geographical regions would be termed as the weather. Fine. So climate is making the weather in that sense, right? And this is the basic difference you can consider. Okay, something else?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you everyone. I'm going to stop here. Have a nice day.
Thank you, sir. You too, sir.